Peace, Bata. Hoping you can hear me well. This is like my new little Ghana home living office setup happening here. So let me just give it a second. I know I rarely ever go live, so I don't really expect anybody to be here real time. But for those of you who are, thank you for joining. Yes, very early you are, so thank you. Yeah, so I just wanted to come live as I told you guys I was. I wanted to talk about something that has kind of been on my mind a lot lately. Seems how there are so many practices and how can I say, so much reprogramming that I've been doing over the years. And as you guys know, as you can see just with the videos on my channel and what's kind of been going on, things have been developing very well, especially here in Ghana. And there's just a way that I'm responding to life that's so much different than how I once was. Or what I should say is I'm evolving, right? I'm still not there. I'm still not, or what I'll say is there's always a future representation of what I'm always looking to embody or emit in the present tense. So I'm evolving, and I want to come live and just speak to you guys freely. I am very much a person that just likes to just be raw and natural, and sometimes the vlogging and having the cameras and having to like be conscious of having a camera watching me is just a lot. So let's just come live. We can talk, we can combo, you guys can ask questions if you guys show up. Otherwise, yeah, I really wanted to get into 9 ways to really make things happen in your life. Like those things being what your true desires are, whatever those desires are. And, just, I always say this, the mind and the body, they are instruments of service. So when we are able to broaden our awareness of what the body really is, what it is made out of, and what the mind really is, and just broaden your awareness of what is actually happening in your field, in your electromagnetic field, in your aura, or just in this entire being that is you. When you broaden your awareness to that, you learn that you can use these things as tools, because you understand that you are also a part of the greater reality. You understand that just as you physically are part of this greater physical reality, the conscious you, that infinite being you, is a part of the infinite being, universe, or God, or whichever you call it. Genuinely or generally, it doesn't really matter, right? As long as you have that type of an idea in your mind's eye. So I really, I want to say yoga has definitely been a very big aspect of that development. And I just say yoga as like a very general term. I don't even want to say it sometimes, because there are a lot of people who are not yogis who may, maybe they may feel like, okay, this is just all about yoga, this doesn't include me. But it's not yoga, the word, what we see kind of in the mainstream reality. It's just the yoga of bringing the conscious and subconscious self in union. And that is bringing the mind and the body together. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but the body is made up of the subconscious. When you tap into the cells in your body, you tap into the the DNA in your body, and or you just tap into space. Did any of you guys see Jeff Bezos posting something about humans in the future will be living in space and not so much on Earth, or Earth will be a vacay or something like that? I mean, we already live in space. Most of us are made up of just space. Not a lot of this realm is actually physical. It's a very, 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 very small, infinite fractional amount that's actually physical. So when you know that everything is just being created from space, how do you tap into your body, into your cells, and create from the space that infinite element, ether element within you, right? And it makes me think of law of attraction, even though there are a lot of different manifestation, even though there's a lot of different manifestation, you know, things out there, but I think law of attraction is just the biggest one. So anyways, getting into the topic at hand, 9 ways that you can experience it now and it really works. Number 1, and I have to make a notes, guys. I have to make notes so that way I can stay on track. But number 1 is to feel strong emotions about what you desire. Feel very strong emotions about what you desire or what you visualize. Guys, I think I say this all the time, but attention, your emotions, they are very expensive. I think we need to shift our understanding on what actually wealth is. And wow, and wealth is your attention. Wealth is your emotion. Very, very expensive. I do not put my attention or my emotions into anything that is not currently vibrating on my current frequency, or the frequency that I am calling into this present moment every single day, that will help to basically pull me closer to that physical thing in the future, or whatever my experiences that I want to have is. Your attention and your emotions are very expensive. Like, it is so important to take your emotions and to project them wholeheartedly towards your vision. The more often that you can do that, the faster your experience, or whatever it is that you're visualizing, or whatever it is that you want to experience, happens so much faster. This is like A1 in everything. I think I even made a post the other day and I said, I was writing and I was like, damn, you know, when my emotions were caught up in like just traumas and things of the past, things that I was so mad about, things that didn't go my way, you know, just all this stuff that just didn't exist in the present. It was all past stuff. It was all, you know, me coupling my emotions with just these thoughts in my mind. When I had my emotions stuck in the past, it definitely screwed up my manifestation. It took me like 4 years to heal from one of the kind of most traumatic, emotionally traumatic experiences of my life. And that one experience in itself brought on a whole bunch of itty bitty little experiences, you know, within that kind of container. I needed to get out of it. It took me almost 4 years to get out of it and to every day program this current present that I'm living in. And by the way, guys, just before I continue on, one of my elders, he actually brought me into the realm of Kriya Shaktis. What are Kriya Shaktis and how to use them? Well, Kriya Shakti is really just using the power of the mind and prana, chi, life force energy, intentionally to bring things into manifestation within a certain period of time, and just directly on what it is that you want. You are using certain energy points, you are using certain writing rituals. There's even a way to write, like there's an art to Kriya Shaktis. Okay, there's an art to it. I actually have a webinar download with instructions on how I have been using this Kriya Shakti in my life. And I have been able to manifest so much in just 6 months. Not to put, a number to it, but in just 6 months, I've been able to do so much. As you've seen, I've moved to Ghana. My life is completely different, and I can just see how my physical being is just receiving some massive high frequency downloads and learning how to emit, like learning how to express that through my personality, through my reality, and just through my being. Even my body is changing in ways. So if you head to yoginimaat.com, you definitely can purchase that there. And, it's definitely priceless information. It can be something that you pass on for generations. But getting back to the program, feel strongly about your visualizations, feel them. This is why, I love to relax my body and release any tension in my body, so that way I can relax into my being. I can let go. I can separate from, what do I need to do tomorrow? What happened in the past? I can completely wash that away and tune right into my visualization. This is me tuning into space, like 0 point. And, one aspect is feeling that thing wholeheartedly as if it is happening in the now, which it really is happening in the now. The mind doesn't know what is real or fake. And even in just knowing that whatever you want to program into the mind or into the body, into the cells, you can consciously decide. That's the beauty. People always say, so what did God give us here on earth? Oh, God gave you free will. God gave you will to decide. You can decide. A lot of us give up our free will, right? So you can see a lot of people are either stuck in certain programs and their free will is contained in a very, very, very small container. But for those of us who understand, their sovereignty and who they are, you expand that container. You expand it bigger and bigger. Again, the universe is infinite, so it can expand as wide as it needs to go. Even now, as a collective, we are being forced to expand that container. Geez, I here's the thing about being live is when you begin to channel, I'm in my mind literally saying, I'm saying something, but I'm thinking other things, and they're just dumping into my mind, and I'm trying to say, oh, put that there until after I finish saying this thing. Oh, put that there until after I finish saying this thing. So it's just funny. I totally lost my train of thought, but you guys understand what it is that I'm saying. And let me just see what it says here. Let me see, 100% trying to teach my 18-year-old to not give her energy to certain frequencies. Yes. And you know what? Here's the thing. Here's something that I will say. I will say this, and I say this in the webinar too. I even give a lot of different examples from my own life, but you're 18 years old, you are here, right? And you're given the opportunity to make your choices. When I look back at 18, I wish, and you know what? Since this is a simulation anyway, since we are just having an experience and everything is happening in the infinite now, I like to actually go back, like not only tune into my future self, but I will tune into my past self, 18-year-old me, and give them the advice that needs to be heard, because in some way, shape, or form, maybe I will hear it. Maybe I am that future self that I was visualizing then hearing the intuition, hearing the information, but then free will deciding not to take heed on this information and have an experience. But here's why the experience is a blessing. It is a blessing because we need to know what we don't want before we can know what we do want. And think about it. If we are moving into like uncharted waters, or just into these like new experiences, completely new to us, completely new, we don't know. Like, okay, here's an analogy. Earlier today, I wanted to floss. So I have a bunch of stuff in this bag of floss, right? Now, because I am a hermit, I spend a lot of time alone. I spend a lot of the time having conversations in my mind's eye with my guides and whatnot. I just was not in the present as I was digging into this bag. I was just literally, I spent like 1 minute moving things around until I stopped and was like, wait a second, what am I looking for? What is it that I really want? Because I don't like this. This feels weird. I'm doing something unconsciously and I don't like this feeling because I'm not doing what I came here to do. And I knew it was only supposed to take 1 second. And then I stopped. I caught myself. Consciously, I caught myself. And now I'm like, okay, I know what I want. I want the floss. There is the floss, right? So like we do kind of have to go through the experience and learn, right? And then we make different choices later on, but it's all part of growth, which is all that we're ever doing. Growth, like just consciousness always wants to grow. It wants to attain more. The universe is infinite. There's so much more to experience, right? And so, of course, we're going to be here as human beings, always looking for a reason to grow. Always looking for a reason to grow. Always looking for a way to heal. Sometimes, you cut yourself really, really bad, you don't tend to it, and so it heals in this, really funky, jagged way. But if you tend to it and you consciously work through the healing process, it gets to heal in a much better way. You get me? You got me? So yeah, anyways, let's move on to number 2, because I don't want this video to be too long. I just kind of want to connect with you guys and move on. But Pata says, I can see it, fam, and I know exactly what you're talking about. So blessings to you, Pata. So number 2 is to focus on the present. Focus on what is happening right now. Focus on it. Stop focusing on the past. When you focus on the past, your energy is in the past. When you focus on the present, your energy gets to multiply and compound itself in the now. I even teach like a very basic, very simple breathing exercise in the webinar that is literally A1 in collecting your energy. A1 and balancing the brain, A1 and balancing the masculine and feminine aspects of you. A1, you guys may have seen it before, may not, but very simple thing. You don't need to be a yogi. You just need to be intentional about what you do. Intention is everything. So focusing on the present. When you're trying to, bring to life a vision, if you think about it always as something happening in the future, it will always be something that's happening in the future. Remember, intention is everything. If you focus on it being something happening in the future, it will always be something that will happen in the future and never in the now. It will always be something that will happen tomorrow. Tomorrow will come, which turns into today, and the thing will still be waiting to arrive tomorrow. You have to accept that thing as now. If you are looking to build wealth, which is what I wanted to do. That's what I want to do. That's my intention here. It's what I'm doing. At one point it was, I want to build wealth. I want to build wealth. The beginning of this year, I was like, okay, you know what? New me, the vision, the desire that I had in my heart before all of the different traumas are still there. I may have thought that I was going to, fulfill these desires in those ways. Instead, it ended up being a detour. Totally fine, learn some lessons, right? But the desire is still there. I have learned, I know exactly what I do want, and I know exactly how I'm going to get there. And so I'm no longer wanting it, I'm now being it. I'm now embodying it, right? So, I wanted to build wealth. I had, maybe like after paying for expenses and whatnot, you have a couple $100. That's life for a lot of people. How do people go from zero, nothing to something? They start to build on that nothing. You start to invest that nothing somewhere, even if it's one, if it's two, if it's $100, if it's, you want to be financially free, you begin to invest whatever energy you have somewhere and allow that to continue to grow. Make that a repetitive process, right? But the only way for you to make something repetitive is for you to action it now. It's for you to action it now. Even the word repetition, for me, just thinking about it, it has to be measurement of the past. Like it has to be a measurement of the past. There can't be repetition in the future. So what you're doing in the now creates the pattern. There you go. It creates the rhythm. It creates the pattern. This is why I'm saying, guys, use the body, use the mind as an instrument. I always say this. Use it as an instrument because I'm always reminding myself of this. Let me see exactly why when you're manifesting and calling whatever into will, you have to speak or scribe as if you have it now. Yes, you have to know, you have to actually know, not just to speak it, but you have to know and believe that you have it now. Guys, before I moved to Ghana, if you guys have seen my other videos, I was living in a basement apartment, beautiful basement apartment. Nothing wrong with the basement apartment. It was super beautiful. But in my spirit, I had known that energetically I outgrew that apartment. And I knew that a shift was coming because I could literally feel, taste, smell the shift inside, to where I would be looking outside of myself, like looking at my reality, looking at the people in my reality. No disrespect to any of the people, no disrespect at all. But looking at the people in my reality and feeling like I had woken up into a body where I was like, whoa, like this feels off. This doesn't feel right. Okay, let me focus on this internal desire in the now. Let me feel it now. I was so excited about the shift that was happening. And at the time, this was like about around this time last year. So excited about, something's happening. I'm about to move somewhere. I don't even know how this is going to happen, but it's happening. And I just know it's going to happen in 2021. Like this is like one of the best moves that I will make in my life. Like I just felt it. But then there were things in my reality that wasn't really matching up to my vibration. And I knew that eventually that those things would slowly vibrate themselves out. Right? So let's move forward. 3, use vision boards. So there are a few ways to use vision boards. You can use physical vision boards, as we've heard all the time. You cut out the pictures, you have them on your wall, so that way, every time you walk past it, you're seeing it. And when you see the thing, you instantly feel this like fulfillment of, wow, like I'm having that experience, or this is something that is destined for me because I'm seeing it every single day on my wall, and I can just feel the love from that experience that I will have. 100% beautiful. Now, let me tell you something about me, guys. I use vision boards. I wouldn't even call it a board. I do things a little different. I don't have a vision board, but I do Kriya Shaktis, as I mentioned. I do Kriya Shaktis. I do write about my experience that I will have, but as a present thing. I do that all the time. That's how I manifest my life, is through writing, is through yoga, is through moving that energy through me and coupling it with a divine thought and doing it often enough to where the key or the coding has gone out into the ethers, and that energy gets to compound itself. That's the beauty of repetition. That's the beauty of continuously reinvesting new energy. So when I do my self-care and I relax and I release and I pull my energy back to myself, and I've gained all this new energy and I'm pulling in life force, I take that and I continue to compound it into my desire, which is growing wealth, right? Wealth doesn't only mean financially. I can honestly say that I'm experiencing wealth. Wealth to me is peace. Wealth to me is fully experiencing the beauty of weather, organic weather, every single day. You know, allowing the day to welcome me to its energy and what it has to offer every single day. That is wealth to me. After living in a basement apartment for almost 4 years, hell yeah, that's wealth to me. But a lot of sunlight did not come in. I was living in Canada where it is damn near cold for 9-10 months of the year. And it just wasn't for me. So this is wealth, right? So moving on to number 4 is exhibit the qualities and the values of your dream life. So this really just means to embody these qualities, embody these values. This is where it is super important to, journal about your desires, about, you know, your vision, whatever it is you want. It's important to journal about it, and it's important to fully understand it, kind of almost getting clear on it. And that's even, you know, number 7, but let's backtrack. When you understand that whatever it is that you want to be, you get to be it now. If you want to help people in the world, you can do that now. If you want to be a life coach, you can do it now. If you want to write a book, you can write the book now. Okay, whatever it is that you want to do it now. Find ways to do it now. And remember, the more you feed your attention into that thing, the more it becomes you. The more it becomes you. So number 5, keep your thoughts positive. Keeping your thoughts positive means you're always in gratitude and you are always on an abundant kind of mindset. That's what that means. Keeping a doesn't mean that sometimes we don't have negative thoughts. It doesn't mean that sometimes, you know, our vibe doesn't, you know, drop. Sometimes happens all the time. Sometimes we are even triggered. But the moment that you're triggered, the more often you're able to recognize these things, right? Experience the trigger or experience the fall in energy or vibration. I mean, no hard feelings there, right? No hard feelings, work your way back up. No hard feelings, work your way back up. The more you even create, like, the more often you shift from negative to positive, the more you will be in the positive. the more often you shift from negative to positive, the more you will be in the positive. And then you make that, again, repetition. I think for me, what works a lot for me is I see gratitude, like I experience gratitude in almost everything. Like even just being here, being live, I'm grateful. I think it's such a beautiful thing, especially because going live it creates a little bit of anxiety for me. I didn't like, you know what? I know why, because it's like you guys are watching and the light and, you know, there's so many different dynamics happening. So it creates a little bit of anxiety for me, but I'm here and I'm enjoying it. And I love to see whoever tunes in, tune in. I love to read comments after the fact, you know, it's a beautiful experience. And I love to share, I love to teach, I love to especially share from my own experiences. Anything that I share with you guys, I'm an active, I was gonna say practicer, which is not a word, but I'm an active practitioner of the thing, okay? I am an active practitioner of the thing. And I love to be able to inspire. So here I am experiencing gratitude, right? When I go outside, just to see how the sun hits the top of the trees is just such a gratitude experience. As I said, guys, once upon a time, I was living underground. So now to be living so high up above ground, up above the trees, on the level of the birds, that is so symbolic for me. And I'm grateful for the experience. I'm so grateful for the experience, because once upon a time I didn't have this experience, right? So, you know, I find that for me, because I'm always feeling this sense of gratitude for, you know, the food that I eat, the people that I meet, the ability to spend time alone and to do this self-work and to just continue to evolve. Like, it is such a gratitude feeling for me. And the more I feel this feeling, the more I create other like other experiences to continue to feel this gratitude. Think about this. Think about this. You wake up on the wrong side of the bed, and when I say waking up on the wrong side of the bed, I really just mean you're not having a good day, right? You leave the house with this energy of waking up on the wrong side of the bed, and it's like now there's a train reaction of what is happening on this frequency. You know, you wake up, you're not feeling good, you stub your toe, you know, your shirt rips, you miss the bus or the car won't start, or there's just so many things that start manifesting based off of this frequency that you didn't you know, put into your aura, first of all, right? And so now your aura is going to attract the reciprocal to that thing. Well, if you're always consistently on a vibration of gratitude, then your aura gets to consistently, like in the universe, it computes almost like a Rubik's Cube. I said this, almost like a Rubik's Cube. It like gets to compute and like go into the universe of infinite experiences that could happen on your drive to your friend's house. It gets to look for the reciprocal to the frequency that you're already holding. So sometimes when you are feeling low and you're noticing that there's so many things that are so many low vibrational manifestations that are coming to, it's time to call your energy back to you. Take literally 4 minutes to just tune into yourself, breathe, relax, let go, shift your frequency, and then choose a new coding, choose a new key, right? And move forward and things shift. Again, I'm gonna keep saying this. Use your body, use your mind like an instrument. Don't just learn these things just to know them and not practice them. Because I've been there. I have been there where I just wanted all this information, but I wasn't practicing it. I wasn't practicing it frequently, enough for it to become repetition, enough for it to create new habits, enough for it to create a new reality for me. There's a lot that I knew that I didn't actually get into. Actually do the thing, guys. There has to be a point where you stop looking for information and you just practice. And you just practice, like actually do the thing. Avoid dwelling on the past. I guess it's a good segue into that. If you're feeling down or something has, triggered you or whatever, don't dwell on it. Keep moving forward. Energy is always moving. And I get it. It's harder said than done. It's harder said than done. This is why I'll always say, whatever you're feeling or whatever it is that you're experiencing in your reality, even if it is low vibrational, even if it is tough, experience it. Experience it wholeheartedly and not attach yourself to it though. Not attach yourself to it. Even if you have to give yourself a container, an allotted amount of time for you to think about this thing or to focus on this thing or to dwell on this thing, like set that system up for yourself where you're like, okay, I am not going to stress about something for longer than 5 minutes. Or I am, you just try to give yourself some sort of a system with it, and then decide that you're going to shift. Remember, you want to stay in the present moment. You want to always create from the present moment. The longer you spend in the present moment, the further you like jump into your future. The further you jump into your future, the more you feed your spirit, the more spirit bends time for you. Okay? The more you're like number 7 now, the more you are clear about what it is that you want, and the less time you spend dwelling on what it is that you don't want, and the more time you spend embodying who you need to be in order to experience what that thing is, the further you can shift yourself into the future. Seriously. Because remember, guys, we are working with, I'm gonna say ancient intelligence, and ancient is not even the word. It's just divine intelligence. You are working with the makeup of your cells, of your body, of your DNA, of the mind, of consciousness. Those are some very deep stuff, like very deep, very, very deep stuff. This is why I love yoga so much, because yoga is just such a beautiful tool. It gave me a way to tap in. It gave me a way. Some people can just do it like that. I had a lot of reprogramming to do. I had to reprogram a lot from childhood, adulthood so far. I'm only 29, but there's a lot that I had to reprogram. And yoga just gave me a way to tune in and experience this whole other intangible aspect of myself that is very present. I think that I'm even gonna release I'll release a webinar on the intelligences of the organs and how working with the organs is another really great thing. That's something else that I'm working on, but I'm gonna get that to you real soon, because it seems so deep and so much work and so scary, but it's all just very intentional work. It's just very intentional, and being able to pay attention, to pay your attention to that thing that you're doing for a container a certain amount of time, and how often that you're doing that, creating this system. It changes everything. Again, the body is created of like like so many different intelligences. You know this. The body does so much without you having to tell it to do it, which means it, you know, there are parts of you that come with a certain program that govern a certain aspect of not just the body, but also your reality, as above, so below. So, you know, be clear, be clear. I know that I wanted a reality where there was healthy masculine energy. I'm not even going to say stress. I'm going to say healthy masculine energy, right? As opposed to wounded masculine energy in other people as well as myself. Healthy masculine is stress, but in a healthy way. Working out, doing physical yoga, you know, whatever physical actions that I'm doing, it's all like in a very healthy, positive way. No stress on the emotions, no psychological stress, only physical stress that I create as a transformational, like, I'm gonna say continuum, but a vehicle for transformation. There you go. Because I understand that when I'm working out, when I'm doing physical things, you know, that action in itself is producing a whole like universe of other things for me to experience. Right? Peace, Queen. Salute to you. Yes, grand rising. I mean, over here in Ghana, it's like 2:34 p.m. But I know you guys are 5 hours behind, depending on, you know, what coast you're on. But yeah, I'm glad to come to you early in the morning. I'm glad to, you know, just put some positive thought into that, you know, into that being of yours and connect. So thank you for being here. So number 8 is to believe in the process, guys. You have to believe. You can't say, I want this thing, I want this thing, I want this thing, but I doubt it will even really happen. That doesn't work, right? There's like a conflict of energy happening here. There's a conflict of energy happening here. And let me just pause here because I think there's a good question in here. Do you suggest doing yoga or exercise before meditation to get the energy to flow properly? Or does it matter which one you do first? So no, it doesn't matter what you do first. Exercise, here's the thing about exercise. Because I know that movement coupled with breath is like, I'm trying to think of a word, like I don't even have the right word, but movement coupled with breath is just like, it helps you to tune deeper into the subconscious. Like it just is, I don't know. I think that when you work on the body, you release, it's an act of releasing. You release toxins, you know, you're releasing, you're creating movement. You're creating a movement of energy. This is why, like, I love Kundalini yoga, because it couples like intense movements with the breath. I think that being intentional about the practice that you're doing or the exercise you're doing is very important, right? The only thing that I would say different from like yoga and exercise is in yoga, you can do something like as simple as an intentional breathing exercise, which also has its like magnificent benefits for you to still the body and tune in. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. I just think that when you're flowing into a meditation, it's good to calm the body down. This is why we usually have relaxation before meditation, at least when I'm doing classes. keeps the energy flowing via your oxygen intake. Yes. And guys, like I'm having a thought, so you're catching it in real time. So just thinking about like oxygen. Oxygen is made of H2O. H2O is hydrogen, and obviously oxygen. I think guys, but it's just something that's coming up, so whatever. So I think right now there's something about oxygen out in on the earthly world that is shifting. You know, right now there's a lot of radiation from the sun, a lot of like new or increase of energy that is like being projected here on earth, which is causing this really big alchemical shift to happen, right? And if something is going to be changing in our environment, in our atmosphere, it's going to create changes in our body. It's going to activate some of that space that is within the DNA. It's going to bring new things online, right? And I think that like when you are doing your breathing exercises and you are welcoming in more of this, and let me try to like not allow this to bother me. Okay, no, oh, perfect. Yeah. You are welcoming more oxygen in, you are also welcoming in more hydrogen. It is like a much faster moving molecule. And you know that when something is moving faster, the frequency is much higher. And when you are welcoming in this high frequency and you are allowing your thoughts, because this is like, how do you think people come up with such new ideas, such things that we might think is crazy? We may, you know, tap into some information, some knowledge that ain't nobody thought existed until you heard it and it somehow makes sense. Or new technology, for instance, like the more you tune into the self and you use this being, right? You use the alchemy of the elements, you like, I don't know, you just leveled up to level 1000 at that point. You leveled up because you're getting all this like juicy new information that who knows, like look at all these other guys out here who like Phil Valentine's or Bobby Hemmett, or let's even just say, you know, for generalization, like Thomas Edison, or all these people who have brought new things into existence. You know, what do you think they were doing? They were meditating, right? They were welcoming in this newness into them, right? I mean, I'm just hoping you guys catch the drift, because I may not be the best person. I may not be expressing this exactly how like I wish I was, but whatever, like as long as you're catching the message. But yes, tune in. Like I love to do an exercise, and after doing an exercise, doing a cool down, something that like relaxes my body. Maybe I stretch the spine while I'm controlling my breathing, deep breathing at that. You know, now I'm allowing my body to slow down, and I'm just being more intentional about my breath. And then when my body is relaxed, stimulated, but relaxed, a relaxed, stimulated state, completely energized, but like not where I'm, you know, there's a difference. I easily slip into a meditation. Yes, so you understand. Yes, I easily slip into meditation. Easily. I can easily connect like with whatever my intention is to connect with, whatever that is. But yeah, so believing in the process, guys. Number 8, believing in the process. If you say like, okay, on my wall, as on my vision board, I have a picture of $1 million sitting in my account, whether that's your crypto account or your digital wallet or your bank account, whatever. But you are looking at $1 million on your wall every single day because this is what you're looking to manifest. But you doubt you will ever have that $1 million. Then what is the point? What is the point of creating this, like, of repelling the thing? As a matter of fact, you're self-sabotaging yourself. How many times have you how many times have I self-sabotaged myself? Plenty. Plenty of times. So it's okay. We give gratitude to that human experience, and we move on and we do new things and we do things different. So you don't want to doubt it. You need to believe in it. Your beliefs is what creates your entire reality. How many times do I see my own shadow and I jump because I'm believing that there's something like foreign, something that's not supposed to be there. And so now in my reality, I'm scared even just for a moment until I realize, oh, it's just my own shadow, or it's just my locks crawling on me. Because for a moment I believed that, oh no, there is like a bug crawling on my skin. Your beliefs create your reality. I believed before I even knew where I was going to go that I was going to be moving, that I was like, there was a future, guys, there was a future reality that I was tuning into 1 year ago today, where I could taste it, I could smell it, I could hear it, I could feel it. I knew my life was very different. I knew my life was very different. It was not matching up with the present. And I've had so many experiences like this. Because every time I level up, right in that last 100 meters, LOL, yes, big facts, I sure do need to get out of my own way sometimes. Yes. Geez, guys, just your beliefs create your reality. Believe it. Know it. You want it, believe it. I know I will buy land here in Ghana very soon. I know I will build a beautiful home here in Ghana very soon. I know that I have an assignment to do here in Ghana when it comes to helping others here very soon. I don't know what exactly that thing is. I genuinely don't, but I know that I'm here to help. And so I teach yoga. I'm about to be doing, a doula certification this week, actually. I am putting myself in positions to be able to do that in the ways that I think I should do it in the now, until that whatever that thing is shows up and I've done it and I'm able to look at it and be like, wow, this is very big, because I'm feeling it now. I've been feeling it my entire life. And so I just continue to experience new levels of that thing. And the 9th thing, guys, is to be open to receive. Be open to receive. Whatever that thing is. I think that for me, one of the biggest kind of challenges in a way was not being open to receive. Thinking that, I've healed and my heart is open, but it really wasn't open. I really wasn't open. This is why my reality reflected a closed space, even underground, right? I wasn't open to receive. I had to be open to receive. And when open to receive can mean anything. Open to receive can mean you are open to be supported by the divine. Being supported can mean, It can mean anything. It can mean the entire world, the entire universe, everyone in your community, in your reality shows up in some way, shape, or form that supports you in some way, shape, or form. And you're open to accepting that help. It can mean that you're open to receive new ideas, as I mentioned before. It can mean that you're even open to receive new inspirations, right? Whatever those inspirations, I felt inspired to do a live stream on the 9 ways to speed up your law of attraction. I was inspired to do it. If I didn't do it today, I wasn't going to do it. And this is why the key ingredient in all of this is when you feel inspired to do something, do it. I wouldn't care if the inspiration was, I feel inspired right now to walk to the store and go buy some ice cream. If you feel inspired to do it, do it. Because on your way to buying that ice cream, you may not even make it to the ice cream shop. You may not even make it. But you sure might meet somebody who might change the rest of your life, or you may end up somewhere else, experiencing the exact thing that you have been calling into your field. If you feel inspired, do it. If you feel inspired, do it. Like, I can't say that enough. I had to, remember I told you, being open to receive has been one of my challenges, because I would get all this inspiration and I wouldn't act on it. Yes, you guys, if you guys have followed me for some time, like, there are things that I've been inspired to do and I've done it, but I could have done a whole lot more, and it wouldn't have been work. It wouldn't have been much for me. It would have been something that I genuinely enjoyed. It would have been something that was fulfilling. I was inspired. There must have been, a mini desire in there to do the thing. And so me doing the desire, or experiencing the fullness of that desire, is fulfillment. To me, that's actually wealth, right? That's wealth to me. That's wealth. So I think another thing that I wanted to say about being open to receive, there was something that I wanted to say that I kind of put in another tab in my brain, guys. Bear with me. Being open to receive. I guess you can say another way that being open to receive was so challenging was the fact that I was focused on the past. I was the but person. But I want to do this, but I would love that, but I was the but person. All the way from when you first started, you've been my yogi, my constructor. Blessings to you, queen. Thank you. Even Pata, day one, you definitely have been. You have been a day one for me. I'm just blessed. Like, I'm so blessed to even have, you guys in my field, in my realm. I'm grateful that, we are vibrational matches for each other. And I want to do nothing but inspire you guys, inspire you to move forward, do what you got to do. I think it's just a beautiful thing. And I'm open to receive more, bring your friends. Bring your friends, like the video, definitely share it, Actually, guys, I actually had this idea, and when I officially post this live stream, I'm gonna have the notes down below, but I think I would really like to create a free WhatsApp group where anything, you guys can ask me questions, we can get into topic of discussion, anything, we can just kick it on the dailies, and however it goes. You guys can inspire me to do certain videos on the things that you want to see, anything, because I know people have just been wanting to get in and connect for some time now. So I'm gonna link the link to the Yogini Ma'at WhatsApp group below. So make sure you guys like tune back in. I may even just post it in the community section when I create it, because I haven't created it yet. This is all just divine inspiration, y'all. But yeah, you know, I think that a lot about how my life has changed, guys. My life has changed. I'm developing. My cells are changing, and I love knowing this information. I love the fact that I practice this. Forget about knowing it. I love that I practice it. It doesn't take much. It does not take much at all. All it takes is you deciding that you have your own mind. All it takes is you deciding to make your own conscious choices. That's it. That's it. All it is you believing that you are more powerful than you may have once thought. That's all it, that's literally it, guys. I am like uberly focused on my present. Uberly focused on my present. Sometimes I step out of it just to align with the future, but I'm uberly focused on the now. I don't, like, there's no reason to be bringing up old shit. There really isn't any reasons for me to share my lessons. Doesn't have to take me being in this like past, present mindset, time frame, whatever. No, because I'm focused on moving forward. I'm focused on vibrating higher, vibrating faster. I am actually in alignment with nature. That was my vision, guys. My vision was to be so in alignment with nature that I have all that I need, that I'm living wealthily but simply, and where I can just evolve. I'm here to evolve my consciousness. I'm here to experience. I am here to live in this physical avatar, okay? I don't care about no metaverse and no multiverse and no next verse. I don't care about all of that. I am here to live in this avatar. So when Jeff Bezos even says things like, you know, people will be living in space and not on Earth, honey, I will be living in space on Earth, okay? In space on Earth. I will never allow myself to adopt another like fake, non-existent realm, you know, body, like virtual nothing. I am the virtual. Okay, I am the center of my reality, and I'm going to keep it that way. And I'm forever going to value this experience, because we come here for a purpose. There are even, there's even a purpose beyond what we can like physically fathom or understand right now. And so I'm gonna do this to my fullest. I'm going to do this to my fullest. But this has always been me to a certain extent. Like, I walked out of the womb with a plan. Maybe one day, guys, I will tell you about, you know, who I was, and maybe still am, but who I was as a child. And just like, I saw this reality as if I had already been here. I wasn't afraid of too much. I mean, I'm afraid of a lot, don't get me wrong, but it didn't stop me from having certain experiences. I was afraid of what was in my closet. I was afraid of the dark, okay? But at 3 years old, I still got up out my bed and walked my ass in the dark to go to the bathroom. What child afraid of the dark do you know does that? That's me. That's me, because I know that, I don't know, it's just like this innate knowing of being protected, this innate knowing of whatever is in the dark can be in the dark, but I know where I'm going and what I'm about to do, and that I'm going to come right back and take my ass to sleep. Do you understand? I know that my field is going to create the reality that my field is a vibrational match to. I was afraid of what was under my bed. I was. There was a point where I was, of course. Pata says, woo, right? Because Earth is out of space, in space, I should say. Yes. Wherever we go, there we are anyways. So might as well chill in the now moment. Yes. And work from that point. Exactly. Exactly. Wherever you go, there you are. Oh, I'm trying to fix this lighting. Sorry. There you are, guys. I just want to think of anything else that's coming to my mind, but not really. Like this was good. So let's recap. 1, feel strong emotions in your visualization. 2, focus on the present. 3, use a vision board or repetitive action consciously. 4, exhibit the qualities and values of your dream life. You are who you want to be now. You are who you dream of being in the now. 5, keep thoughts positive. Stay in gratitude. This is why I'm always saying infinite gratitude, infinite gratitude, infinite gratitude, infinite gratitude. 6, avoid dwelling on the past. 7, be clear about what you want. Clear to the T. Okay, clear to the T. You want to build a yellow house one day off the, like, be clear about it. Be super clear. The less clear you are, the more you're just going to be moving around out about in the universe. The more clear you are, the more you're able to directly magnetize or attract that thing to you. Believe in the process. Belief is everything. Sometimes we even need to shift our beliefs at different stages in our lives. When I was 18, I believed I had to do it all on my own because I put myself in a position to do it all on my own. I left the house at 18. Actually, I was already, I was already doing a lot on my own as an only child. But when I left the house at 18, I told myself I had to do it all on my own, and doing it all on my own got me to some pretty great places. I'm grateful for that belief. I'm grateful for how I was able to benefit from it, but it doesn't do it for me anymore. I don't have to do anything on my own. In fact, I am even going to do a video. I'll do a video for you guys on just tapping more into the divine feminine and how I'm able to do that a lot more now. Tapping into the divine feminine is understanding that I don't do anything on my own. Everything that I do is a dualistic experience or choice from higher self. And even if I have, let's just bring it back to money. It's the easiest thing. Even if I have money in my investments and I don't want to touch that money, and I'd like to manifest, money from somewhere in the world, I don't know where, I know that I'm not doing that by myself. And that the universe will support me by providing me with somebody or some way, either, I'll be booked that week, or either somebody, will purchase, however many mats, or maybe someone shows up and drops a sizable donation. It doesn't matter how it happens. All I know is I don't make any choice directly on my own, meaning just ego in itself. And then 9 is be open to receive. And when you receive divine inspiration, act on it now. Don't wait. When you wait, you open yourself to, geez, is this something that I should do? Should I still do it? No, I don't think I should do it anymore. No, I'm not going to do it because this. We begin to create reasons why not, and not focus on the inspiration why you should. No, I don't want to do it because I'm only going to have 9 people watching. Guys, I'm being real raw dog with you. No, I'm not going to do it because there's not really going to be anybody on my YouTube because I don't really go live like that. Okay, so create a new pattern, right? That's me talking to myself. Yes, please. That's going to be a great video. So applies to me, thinking I have to do it all alone, being a mom, having a career despite disability, school, everything. Please do. You know what? I'm definitely going to do that for you. I'm definitely going to do that for you. Because, you know, just being a woman, period, especially in this world, and then we've been forced into this container of being a modern woman and just femininity and all of that, like not femininity, what I want to say is feminism, feminism, and just us turning, like we're all the way in our masculine energy. It's so funny because, you know, we give away a lot of our choices and a lot of our will to Uncle Tom or Uncle Sam, or let's just say the government. The government takes care of us in so many ways. It provides us water, it provides us electricity, it gives us food. We go to the grocery store, it gives you money, it does everything for you. Yet we are so much in our masculine. It's just so funny how the government tries to be God by doing everything for you, but yet it makes things so much more worse, right? It dwindles down the whole purpose of the divine masculine in men. You know, it just so many different things. So I'm definitely going to create that for you because I've definitely struggled with it, girl. I have definitely struggled with it. And I am now learning to open myself up to it. And every day I get to relax more and more into this space. And yes, I called this energy into me. I wanted to have this experience. I knew that I didn't want to be in that masculine anymore, gave gratitude to it, understand where I'm going to use it. But in other ways, I'm learning to just turn it off, turn it the F off, and like shift the narrative on an energetic level and not trying to control things physically. So yeah, we'll get into that. But for now, guys, thank you so much for joining me. What I'm gonna say is, guys, head to the website, yoginimaat.com. If you haven't purchased a hemp yoga mat, guys, come on, get to it, LOL. Definitely purchase a hemp yoga mat, guys. It's one of the good purchases that you will make. The feedback is amazing, and I'm always gonna vouch for my babies, of course. I do also have some other stuff in the shop that you can definitely purchase as well. And if you're looking to change your life, download the webinar from the self-mastery downloads, introduction to Kriya Shaktis, change your life with Kriya Shaktis. And it's really just a powerful, what's the word, formula to bring shift. I give you very intentional, alchemical, things that you should do, how to do it. And yeah, so get into it, leave your comments below. Thank you for joining me, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.